You can find tiny snippets of things about people you disagree with that you kind of respect. Like, I received a lot of hate when I said that Charlie Kirk said some gun deaths were worth the cost of the Second Amendment, and at least he stood on business. But Charlie also spoke out against higher education, saying universities had become factories for ideological indoctrination, which I don't really know how he knew, since he didn't even really make it to higher education. He dropped out of community college. He didn't even go up the full flight of stairs. He went halfway where there's no door before turning around. That was his turning point, I guess. Still, I have to show some respect for him standing on business. Unlike all the MAGA people who say you don't need college, and they all graduated from prestigious universities, how are they all saying that universities are indoctrination centers when they all went to universities? Trump went to Wharton. Elon Musk went to Stanford. Josh Hawley went to Stanford and Yale. John Foghorn Leghorn Kennedy went to Oxford, then Virginia. Ted Cruz went to Princeton and Harvard. Pete Hegseth went to Princeton, then said Princeton was too woke and ordered the military to cut ties with it and all these other prestigious schools. At least we won't have to worry about Yale producing another J.D. Vance, because J.D. Vance went to Yale through the military. J.D. Vance benefited from every safety net his entire life, then graduated from an elite school thanks to DEI, and now says you don't need any of that because it's indoctrination. If universities are all woke indoctrination centers, then how did all these MAGA people go to them and come out the way they are? I want you to notice that all these people are saying that higher education is indoctrination and telling kids you don't need it and telling parents don't send your kids there. While they all went there and they all send their kids there, they're telling you to stay away from college. They ain't telling their kids that. They're telling you that 4 minutes you watched of that 10-minute YouTube video is just as good as an Ivy League education, while they make sure they and their kids receive an Ivy League education. They're telling you that when you Googled your predetermined answer, that means you did your own research, while they make sure their kids receive an actual education. They're telling you to think for yourself as long as you arrive at their position, and if you don't, then you've been indoctrinated. They tell you to be free thinkers as long as you think exactly like them. They make sure their kids get an education while telling you yours doesn't need one. They want to make sure you stay ignorant while telling you you're smarter than anyone. They want to keep you dumb, and well, that's a very easy goal for them to achieve.